Good morning. Can you guys hear me? Hey, hello. Welcome. Hey. How is it going? Another Wednesday. They come, they go. They come again, and then they leave again. That is Wednesday. So, I am going to get this going. We have a good show with a couple of longtime friends. First person to have in is a songwriter that I've known for a very long time. I play in this band sometimes. We write together. So Matt Harkey is I'm just going to read his bio real quick until he buzzes in and I can add him to the feed. Matt Harkey is a recording artist and platinum-selling Billboard Top 40 songwriter. As a songwriter, he's written for and has cuts with the Chainsmokers, Avicii, Max Martin, Adam Lambert, blah, blah, blah. Matt's first official release as an artist, Gold, climbed steadily up the Spotify charts, and charting on the viral top 50 in several countries. Gold was rated the best reacting track on Spotify's Your Favorite Coffee House playlist and was the most spun song on SiriusXM Coffee House in 2016. Since then, I know he's had a lot of success on Coffee House. He lives in Jersey City, and hopefully he's here. He's not here, so we're going to wait a minute. Anybody have any questions while we wait for Matt Harkey? And I'm assuming he's trying to figure out how to use Instagram. Hold on. Where you at? Oh, there he is. I think he's here. Invite to join. Here we go. Is he here? Matt, are you here? Uh-oh. Hope it's working. Here we go. Accept. Dun, dun, dun. Otherwise, you're just going to hear me stall for like 10 minutes, and that's going to be embarrassing. Accept. Oh, man. Today is not a good day to have issues with the thing. He requested. I might have to exit and start this again, guys, because that is not good. Accept. Matt, can you leave and then rejoin? Try again. Just leave and retry the whole thing. And if not, okay. It says Matt's unable to join. So leave my thing, come back in. We'll get you in. I'm going to end this feed and start it again. Okay. I'll try it again. Accept. I had this issue a couple weeks ago, and it was, there we go. Oof. What a relief.
Here we are.
What is with this hat?
This hat?
Yeah, that hat.
What about your hat?
I lost it.
Okay.
What's up? Calling me from Jersey City.
It's actually in the studio. It's like 80 degrees right now, but
that's nice. It's because it's freezing outside.
You told me to look as Steve Azizu as possible, and I didn't have an orange one, so.
You definitely got a look going on right now. So you have studio in Jersey City. Did you miss your intro? I gave this long.
No, I was here. I requested right at the beginning, and I watched you, ask for me, and I was responding, and we did all that. So here we are.
Okay. 1 second. I'm stalling. Ricky's having trouble signing in, so hold on 1 sec.
Okay.
I just want to make sure.
What a great show we're having.
I know, right? Okay. Anyway, so tell us about yourself.
What do you want me to say?
Say something entertaining. Who are you? Where are you from?
I'm from New Jersey. I started playing music in the middle school band on drums.
Mm-hmm.
And I took a year of piano when I was young. And I actually didn't play any other music than that until college when I taught myself guitar and started singing and playing and slowly trying to figure it out. So I was a late starter in the industry.
And what was your first like thing? You put out an album a long time ago.
Yep, I put an album in 2007 or 2006, 2007. It was beautifully done Jack Johnson ripoff album, and it did pretty well on MySpace. I think I sold like 10,000 copies off my MySpace page.
That's pretty good.
And yeah, I remember I got and I had one of those friend bot things where I was manipulating the plays, and I got a call from Universal Records at the time, and he was like, "Wow, you had 30,000 plays today." And I was like, "Yeah, I paid $10 for this bot." I didn't tell him, but
the bot got you a record deal. I actually know a couple people that had the same thing.
I wish that, yeah. Like, I know Colby Caillat's team worked that thing much harder than I did. I kind of half-assed it, but
yeah.
And then I had all these fans on MySpace, and then MySpace crashed, and I didn't convert any of them over to Facebook. And then I was in kind of like I was in a lost sea for a while, and that's when I started writing for other artists. I actually was living in Rhode Island, Newport, etc.
Mm-hmm.
I was up there for a long time, and I moved back to New York area in 2014, and started writing for other artists for a good couple years. And then in the last couple years, I've been just focusing on my artist thing again.
Cool. And
if the fans of Tally Hall and Andrew don't know, one of the songs that did really well for me on Sirius XM, Andrew and I wrote. It's called "Sign Me Up," and it's a great song.
Yeah,
only because Andrew was a part of it.
It did pretty well too. It's spun like a lot of times on Coffee House. I've heard it a few times.
They stopped last year, but it played for like 3 years straight, or 2.5, 3 years straight. A lot of times, like, what they do is they'll spin a song for 4 months, and only a few times, like Gold and Sign Me Up, and one I have called Hey Babe is the only ones that they continue to play. So
that's awesome. So recently you had one tune pop off on Tik Tok, London song. It's named after your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So what is that like? Have you seen a change in overall? How does that affect your career? Like, how has it? Have you seen anything?
My career? Nothing. I'm still living in the same apartment right now, so
not a life changer yet.
Well, it's cool. It's slowly building. It was organically building. Like Gold got a lot of plays because it was put on a big playlist and it was on Sirius. London Song was like the first song that was kind of organically being passed from person to person for a while, and then I was seeing 7,000 to 10,000 plays on Spotify a day from just people listening with no playlists. And then finally, that was going on for a while, and it was just really organic growth. And last month, it finally got put on a bunch of playlists, and now I'm at a place where it's doing pretty well. And I got to figure out how to take it to the next level. Yeah, to like a Tally Hall type of level.
It's pretty tough, maybe I have to wait 15 years. Yeah, you have to retire. That's the trick. So yeah, you want to play a London song? I think we're gonna have I got Ricky. Ricky was having trouble signing in because he's very involved with, like, Facebook is like basically his business, and he's never on Insta, so it's like really hard for him to sign to Insta. They don't just let him go on Instagram. So he has to like create an account during this whole conversation. We're not retired. Stop. I see all these comments. I was just making a joke. I'm not retired. Okay. So yeah. Do you want to play a song?
Sure. I'm not echoing, am I?
No, you're not. You're good.
Okay. I'll try to. Am I back? Okay, cool. Sweeter in the morning when I look at your face, I love you. Oh, my little daughter, you're the meaning of grace, I love you. And I'm like, ooh. Take a little piece of my heart. Talking in your sleep, I wonder what you're dreaming of, dear. And if the world don't keep you warm, there's a blanket of stars above you. And I'm like, ooh. Take another piece of my heart. Ooh. This is where you'll always wanna be. And leave your tank on me. It's a place we can go where you look at the light in winters. There's plenty of gas to last us through the cold, cold winter. And I'm like, ooh. Take whatever's left of my this is where you'll always wanna be. And leave your tank on me. I will love you tender. Yes, I will love you more. Yes, I will love you This is where you always wanna be. In the sunshine, standing next to me.
Beautiful.
All right.
Sounding good, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Everybody can check out Matt Harkey on myspace.com and
Also
other...
tonight, I don't know if people can click on my name. If they follow me tonight, I'm giving away a grand prize to one of the new followers, one of the new Tally Hole followers. I'm giving away 5,000 Bitcoins.
That's a good deal. I'll take
Yeah.
it. Can I be a new? If I start following you, can I?
You can't because you're a past follower. So
I'll unfollow you though, and then we can.
If you can unfollow me and then take a screenshot and email me the screenshot to my AOL account, and
we'll be set from there.
And then from there you can refollow me.
Okay, that's perfect. That's the easiest thing I can think of too. Okay.
Here's my mom. You, awesome. Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Matt.
All right. Good luck, Rick. Bye, guys.
Okay. Let's see if this works. So I was a little distracted. We were trying to get Ricky in this chat. It wasn't so easy. There. We got you.
What's this I'm hearing about 5,000 Bitcoin?
If you start following Matt, he has promised live on the air that he will give out 5,000.
Give me 1 second. I've done it. Oh yeah, the Bitcoin was accredited to my account. Wow.
There you go.
That was easy.
Easy, right? Yeah.
Big fan of Matt.
You might lose like 10,000 Bitcoin later in the night, but for now you're up. So
I'll take it.
What's up? So you're not really on Instagram, I assume.
No, I have not been on Instagram for a while. I know people our age and maybe class is a part of it, socioeconomic class, but big with Instagram. I'm not on Instagram. I'm on Facebook of a lot, a little bit of
Yeah,
TikTok, but this is exciting to be here on Instagram. We're streaming. Let's see. People are saying, oh, Andrew
it
Lawrence is
happens.
here. So
Yeah, we
this
got a
is
Lawrence
where
in.
Andrew
Lawrence is
Lawrence is.
born in a different region of the world. He's in, if I'm correct, he's in Australia, right? I
Wow.
think. I could be wrong.
Wow.
We'll see in the
This is
comments. But
exciting. Are
um,
these hearts for you? Are they for me? Are they for Andrew Lorich?
I
It's
think they're
probably
for the
Andrew Lorich leaving the
conversation.
hearts.
Yeah, they're communal. You know, we can all take a little bit of it, and they go somewhere, right? They get turned into Bitcoin.
This is fantastic. Wow.
So you basically live on Facebook these days.
I do. We don't on Facebook. I'm reading through the comments here. Every comment people are leaving. Jack PGN, I see you're talking about Rototron Corn Bobber. Yeah, people on Facebook don't know what a Rototron Corn Bobber is. We don't have Andrew Lorich on Facebook. Oh
They have
man,
no idea. This is a whole different universe, right?
this is so exciting. Whoa, someone, wait, Ansbert BGN bought Contact.
With
Who?
I don't even bother with these most of the time. Not to. It's too quick. How do you keep up with all these flying
Well,
comments?
what I find is I don't need to keep up with it, but at least on Facebook, where I'm always trying to get big numbers, what happens is once the algorithms realize that a feed is going well, they send it out to more people. And one way that the algorithms judge that is, are there a lot of comments? And I found that the way to get more comments is by looking at the comments and calling out as many as possible. And it has this effect of leaving more. So sorry, it's my default just of reading
No,
through.
I'm learning that I probably do a horrible job, and that's why I lose followers over the course of a stream.
People
You know?
do love it. We love when Purple Game Boy Sissy says Rick is shouting people out. The Purple Game Boy folks love it.
Okay. So how do we know each other? We know each other way back because you went to high school with everybody I know and in college and a lot of the Tally Hall guys.
That's right. So we became friends. I think it would have been your sophomore year, my junior year, and you met Rob the year before that. You met Rob in the dorm. And
I did.
And you guys kind of got along. Yeah.
And you were like an ambitious, I would say overachiever. But you were the kind of guy like, I'm gonna do this. And most people like give up on it, but you saw everything through. Every single thing you set your mind out to do, you saw it through. And that was one of the most impressive things.
Does everyone get this sort of flattery when they come in the podcast? You must have the best
They
guests.
do.
Oh my
They do.
goodness.
But it's
wow.
true. I feel like that was always, that was always your defining characteristic, that you followed through on everything you said. Which is really hard to do.
That is very kind of you. Yeah. So the thing I would go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, so I got a presentation together. I got a bunch of people to do your musical, and we're going to be showing it right now. I'm just kidding.
No, you didn't.
I think that was before my time, too, to be fair.
Which one? The musical with Rob?
Maybe. Was it that was high school?
That was a high school. So there was a musical that I co-wrote that Rob was in, where Rob played the lead. And it was a simple romance story about a guy working in a coffee shop trying to get a girl. She was, I think, more liberal than him. She was into a lot of causes, like trying to save the whales. So he, trying to win her heart, set up a foundation called the STWFTBGAOA, which stands for the Save the Whales from the Bad Guys Association of America. he held a big rally where there was someone who was beating up a guy in a whale costume, and it was almost like professional wrestling. And he was then beating up the guy who was beating up the whale. And then his love interest did not like his misguided efforts. And he did learn the errors of his ways and won her over. And yeah, it was a great performance in the pre-Tally Hall days.
Artistic genius. That if you were there, you were there.
Yes.
Basically. So and this, let's go fast forward. College. You're doing Anonymous. You met Joe, and obviously you're super interested in video work. And I don't really remember the beginning of how you guys started it, but you were very involved with Anonymous and creating these skits. So I guess I'm thinking the most I guess memorable one for most of you people is Robotron Corn Barber, which was your baby.
Yeah, I do remember the start of Anonymous. I remember meeting with Joe in his attic, and he had strong plans for all of it. One way that Joe and I connected early, where we said, I think we're both going to be friends, is we were both people who were going to college at University of Michigan, and both of us had elaborate gorilla costumes with us at college. So whatever personality type, when you're 19 years old, you're like, I'm going to buy a gorilla costume. And then you bring it to college with you without a firm purpose for it. We're like, it seems like we'll be friends. And then we were able to do those scenes where we're both wearing gorilla costumes. That's my favorite part, probably, of Sargasm, the two gorillas in the bathroom.
No one else had the two gorilla costumes. They were hard to come by. It was a miracle.
That's why I was let in.
But yeah.
Also, my world now still dealing with gorilla costumes. Literally yesterday in my work, I had involvement from a gorilla costume and talking about gorilla costumes with people. Now, the costume's more elaborate now, where it's more of a Hollywood thing where it extends the arms and the legs, but still similar.
Still same. It's just a little more prop. Like a little more cash behind it, but same concepts. You learned
same bit. Toy Food loves the gorillas. Thank you, Toy Food. Flaming Pinata that says corn is the best. Wow. Andrew Lords talking about urbanization of the gorillas. Yes, another pre-Tally Hall project.
You're trained to get the viewership up, the whole thing.
Got to get it up.
Like to see it. So in Sargasm, you did a couple of. How did Corn Bobber come about?
Corn Bobber
I've got like 3 questions about that.
So I think Joe was the one who had the. I'm getting a text from Andrew who says that I met Joe in his attic, not Joe's attic. All right, so maybe Andrew was the.
Do we want to bring Andrew into this chat?
Oh God, no! Oh no! This guy, he's gonna come in with this Australian energy and blow us out of the water. No.
That's true.
So Joe had the idea for Rototron Corn Bobber. He said infomercial, but with corn on a rotating drill device. So the idea was his, and then I wrote the script for it just because I always loved infomercials. A good infomercial can teach you everything you need to know about entertainment and capitalism. And music fans on here, if you want to know everything you need to know about music and performance, just watch Sister Act 2. But if you want to know about entertainment and commercialism, you watch infomercials. And so wrote the script. Joe directed it, I believe, at what was Tom was the guy's name?
Yeah,
right?
Australian Tom. He was Australian, right?
Yeah, Tom Lou. Anyways, I think we were at Tom's place. Joe was directing. Tom had just a window in his kitchen where we were in the one side, Joe's in the other. The shirt I was wearing, I was paying homage to Mike Levy from Amazing Discoveries. And we filmed it very quick. We filmed the background audience applauding at a marijuana documentary thing that I did, and then we shot all of the intro segments of Rob Cantor walking around around the streets of Ann Arbor. Now, one fun thing in the Rototron Corn Bobber is you hear the testimonials from people where they're holding a Rototron Corn Bobber and they say, "Oh, I love to use this for dinner," or whatever. And that was just Joe and I approaching random people, just saying, "Can you hold this and pretend it's a product you like?" And everyone did it.
And little do they know, it's still around, like, many years later. I was going to say 100 years later. Yep.
Yes, for many of them, I'm sure it is the crowning achievement in
And
their
you
lives,
gave
the way
them-
it is mine.
You gave them one for participating.
Did
Right?
we? Maybe.
I'm just, probably not.
Probably we did, we'll
Wishful
say.
thinking. You got
We
way
probably
less.
did.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Were you
Probably
in
not.
Were you in Break It Down?
I was in Break It Down.
Right.
What? What kind of...
I was just trying to
Yes.
think of other videos you were in that time, you know? Because I'm trying to please the audience. Like Le Fruge Bet and Hot Mama 1.
Well, they're pleased now that they're being shouted out.
Yeah, it's going up, you see?
Look
Anyway.
at this.
So you did that in college. You were doing a bunch of stuff. How do you wind up in magic?
Wow, all these people, they're going over the lyrics of Break It Down, Rocks and Riverbank, Jack, UPGH. Wow, this is some real fans here. This is amazing. Sorry,
would you
what?
would you like to recite your lines from Break It Down?
I do not
For
remember the
people?
Break It Down.
I don't remember it either, but I was just saying.
I
Maybe
wish there's one I think from the Tally Hall Internet Show. There's one line that I think I remember, but it's not Break It Down. I wonder if you're going to ask me about it.
But it.
Do
Should I
you
know?
remember the magic fish,
Magic Fish?
segment?
Of course I remember the Magic Fish. I don't remember the line. I should have rewatched it before I had you on.
I think I can get the
What
line.
is that line?
The
Go
line
ahead.
is, "Congratulations, gentlemen. I am a magical fish, and I will grant you one wish, anything in your wildest dreams, in exchange for my safe return to the pond."
Well done. Well done. You still have
Pretty
it.
great. Pretty great. I think that was Rob who wrote Magic Fish, and I love starting off with congratulations. That was Rob and Zubin. Yeah.
So how often do you get asked to recite that line when you're out in public?
Daily. I've printed up cards that when people ask me where it just says the line, so I don't have to go through it the way I did for you. But it's constant. I don't leave the house anymore for that reason.
Yeah, I understand. It must be annoying.
Rip. Rest in peace,
So-
Magic Fish. Says Yasli Tall.
I forget. I forget. You managed this for like 2 minutes, something like that,
Yes.
right?
There was 2 minutes of me managing Tally Hall. Nothing came from it. What happened was, I'm like, fuck, these guys are so good. Fuck this local shit. Let's try to take this national. And I tried these big things, which was mostly sending emails that had a 1 in 100 chance of working. And of course, none of them worked. And then you did go on to, get the national attention that you deserved. But that was, that
Probably
kind of
from your
counteracts
emails.
your theory that I'm someone who gets stuff done. I didn't get shit done as your manager. That was a failure.
You tried.
I tried.
Maybe
it was a
what you
failure.
did was important, though, and we just don't know exactly how it impacted the larger picture. There you go.
Boy, that sounds kind.
Okay. You failed
Let-
at one thing, and it was making us successful. You failed.
Yes, and that's okay because I think I guess if to be serious for 1 second, if I had to have successes in my life, I think it's not because of lack of failure. It's just trying a lot of stuff, realizing if you're good at something or not good at it, and you were, kind to let me manage you for, I think, half of one summer. But we all pretty quickly realized, like, this isn't good for any of us. And I think that's maybe, if we've both had successes, one of the things. We were able to try something out. Something doesn't work. You say, this isn't working. Let's try something else. And we were both able to move on. And then you found managers who were a great fit for you. And yeah, so that.
But weirdly enough, you essentially manage like over 150 people currently.
Yeah, so now it's back to the managing. I used to make videos that people would watch on Facebook with me, where I'd be sitting in front of a camera like this, talking at people. But now I work to teach other people how to make viral videos, and yeah, I'm managing, producing them.
Yeah. And I was looking, if you Google you're a very controversial figure. I didn't realize that. I think it's because you force people to watch you. Like,
yeah,
you learned every single trick in the book to get people's attention.
Yeah, so absolutely, I'm controversial, so much so that being on this broadcast with you, and I'm reading all the comments as we're talking. It's very weird to see positive comments, because these are comments from people who know who you are or who I am. But my bread and butter is broadcasting to people who don't know me. So the response is different. Someone says, teach Andrew how to go viral. He's gone viral a couple of times. I think.
How do you go viral? What do you sit down with a client? How do you pitch it to them? How can you add value to their videos?
So I add value in a couple ways, by recognizing great comments like the one from "Here Lies My Feelies. Ricklax is a problematic king." Oh boy, huh?
I like that.
Yeah.
Someone read
How do I, or what value do I provide to people? A couple of things. I teach people how to make the videos. I give them the tools they need to make the videos, and then I help them put out fires when that happens. We've all had experiences on social media where something we post turns out to be bad, or we can't get into an account, or if any of you are professional social media influencers or have monetized pages, you see there's all sorts of stumbling blocks and obstacles, and I help people get over those.
So, okay, can we go to magic for a second? Where
we can. Can we go to Tally Hall for 1 second so I can give you a compliment?
Okay, please.
Oh, man, I said I was going to give you a compliment. Maybe it's not a compliment.
Oh, okay. It's a mixed lament. It's a little bit both.
No, it's all positive. There's nothing negative.
Okay.
But it might be. Well, let me just say this thought about Tally Hall. Okay. You can decide if it's a compliment. But there's some people who are not in Tally Hall, but close to it. So Andrew's watching the broadcast. He's one of them. There's Ryan Scott, who's another friend of ours. And we're all Tally Hall adjacent, not in Tally Hall. And there's a thing when you have friends in a band where you think, boy, my friends are really good. This band is really good. Then you get older and you're like, you idiot, everyone has friends in a band who thinks they're good, but no one's good. And then
they all suck.
Yeah, they all suck. But it turns out, I think you guys, as evidenced by the fact that 10, 20 years, after the band stopped performing together, you guys still have this interest. It seems like that was correct, where there was something very special going on at that time that you should all be very proud. You, Joe, everyone. Now, speaking of Joe, is Joe Holly, who joined The Real Joe?
Yeah, Joe can buzz in too if he wants to join this chat.
Great.
So wait, can we go back? Can we talk about your magic career, or is it just like in the past?
We can talk
Okay.
about whatever.
Let's talk about your magic career. So how'd you get into it? I mean, you've worked with pretty much everybody. David Copperfield to Penn Teller, did your own show, and I'm sure you met. I mean, I know some of your real life friends are big magicians. So what brought that in on that interest? How did you dive into that line of work? And are you still active?
I'm still active. I'm trying to see if I have a very special magic artifact here where we can see where it all began. We're just going in this hidden room here in the house.
Oh, the magic room.
Okay, here we go. So I've got where it all began. So first of all, let me lock up the magic room. So let me show you. We close the bookshelf here.
Okay.
All right. Now no one knows. So this is a VHS tape. You can see it says David Copperfield on it. So this was my grandparents, my dad's parents, and I would go over to their house and I would watch this tape and there are other David Copperfield tapes, and I was just blown away. And the way my grandmother, she would just freak out seeing David doing these amazing tricks. And I realized from a young age the effect that magic could have on people. So when I got the magic set as a kid, I just stuck with it the way other people didn't.
I remember you were doing tricks in college. Anytime.
Yeah,
would be a party and everybody would be drunk and you'd be there. You want to see a trick? Want to try a trick?
Yeah, that has not changed. That's still happening. The only change is now the people around. Now half the people around me are magicians, so the tricks we show each other are far more insider. Where I imagine if you were going over music ideas, if you were playing a concert for other musicians, you might do more, I don't know, advanced or experimental stuff.
Yeah. And are you still creating tricks? I know you were like selling your own tricks. So
yeah, still creating tricks all the time. I'm no longer doing it to support myself, which makes it much more enjoyable. Let me show you this. This is cool. So this is a magic trick I created. Say it again?
I said, look at that pen collection.
Oh, thank you.
That's impressive. That is impressive. Okay.
So this is a trick I created a few years ago, but then we didn't like the cards they were printed on. So we worked with an artist to design new cards. And now it's this trick that people can do with these tarot cards, but these are all brand new, beautiful tarot card designs. I'm not going to perform the trick for you because it's long form. That one modeled after
awesome.
me. It's long form mentalism. So I won't do that one, but yeah.
Amazing. And people can just like Google it and buy it somewhere.
Yes, I would be at Penguin Magic, who was my former employer.
Amazing. So day to day now, are you? I assume you have people working for you that are managing the smaller tasks, and you're more mitigating problems and acquiring new talent. Is that kind of the gist of it?
Yeah, I'm. We're growing fast here, so I do try to keep the focus on growth with letting other people do the more routine things. But every now and then I find myself sucked into routine things. Yesterday I was stuffing 100 envelopes for paychecks, so I still do the routine things.
Yeah, no matter what, I feel like no matter how successful you are, you always have to get dirty and be a part of your business and on every level. Otherwise, it gets out of control.
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna jump to a couple of questions. What's the hardest part of your job?
Hardest part of my job is the anxiety and pressure, knowing that so many people's livelihoods depend on me executing. Where now I work with 150 people and they're paying their bills with this money. They're paying for their parents' health care. They're paying for their kids' schools now. And when it was just me making videos, fucking around, if I had a bad video or a bad month, whatever. But now you have a bad month and people's lives change. So that responsibility is probably the hardest part.
Yeah, I understand that. I don't know if there's any significance to this. What do you think of Red Bull, Mr. Lax?
Red Bull. So I have the sugar-free Red Bull sometimes. I did a magic video where I would just pour Red Bull on stuff instead of doing a trick. Okay. So if I had a trick where, let's say it was a fork, and you shake the fork and it bends, right? You shake the fork, it bends. I'm like, that's boring. How do you make it more exciting? So I just poured Red Bull on it. So I'm pouring the Red Bull, right, on it. And then as you pour the Red Bull, then you would say, oh, look, the twine of the fork bent. But what happened was I was doing it sort of to parody these 5-minute craft videos where everything's in the kitchen. It really took on a life of its own of just magic tricks with Red Bull. And now that's a very common way on TikTok to perform magic, is these magic hacks where you make it look as if some everyday object like hairspray or a can of air is causing something magical to happen when you're just doing the traditional magic tricks. But yeah, this is the Red Bull video is one that started this way of performing magic.
Okay, so there is a significance to that comment. Another comment I didn't quite pick up on is the bread actually portable now?
I've got it right here in my pocket. Yes. Do you understand what that means? Or that's a question from someone else.
That's a question from someone else.
Got it. So I can explain that and explain the relevance in a way that I haven't before. So part of the Red Bull video, I just poured Red Bull on a thing of bread and then rolled it up. Now this was a trick bread that I got. It was like a sponge toy bread that looked very realistic, right? And I said, I'm going to do this stupid thing. I'm going to pour Red Bull on the bread and roll it up. Then when I was writing the text for this, I tried to mimic the style that was common on Facebook, which seemed to be translations from people for whom English was not their first language. But to make this video a more authentic parody, I used the English language, I think, incorrectly on purpose. So I would pour Red Bull on a hammer, crumple that up, and say, like, now hammer is soft. Because I wanted it to seem like a more realistic document. I wanted it to better mimic the people who are making content in these brightly lit kitchens, pouring things on top of other things.
Okay. Makes sense to me. I have to watch it after we talked about it now. Okay.
You don't have to watch it. Already 300 million people have watched it.
Yeah, but I haven't watched it, so does it really exist?
Fair enough. Good point. Many epistemological philosophers would agree with you on that.
That's true. Have you seen any commentary videos about yourself? And then a couple of people were asking about, and I did a little research into Drew Golden. He seems just like a jerk who, he's just cultural commentary for views. He's basically doing what you do, but he's more evil.
Yeah. Have you seen any videos about me from people who are critical?
Before you came on, I watched I skimmed through one of his. That's it.
Yeah. I'll just say people, they make a lot of videos, really hurts my feelings. Some are more mean. Like one of Drew's videos, I think was titled "Rick Lax is the Cancer of Facebook." Really tough when that came out, as my fiance's cancer returned. She's now had 3 cancer diagnoses. That happened around the time where she was going through radiation and chemo and had a surgery where they replaced her tongue with part of her leg. She was breathing out of her neck. I was pushing her around in a wheelchair because of her cancer, and then Drew Cancer and his fans telling me that I'm the cancer of the internet really hurt. And yeah, and there's lots of videos that absolutely, I'll just say they hurt my feelings, and I wish people would be kinder to others.
I think when you get to a certain degree of success, people don't like to see that, and they kind of pick at you. It's kind of an insecurity thing, but also it's an easy target for them to get their own views. It just makes sense that it happens, but it sucks.
Also, I should say, some commenter said, so Anne the Garbage said he didn't say that, I think. But no, if I look here, the video is titled Rick Lax, the cancer of Facebook, and it's got 500,000 views, and his fans will follow me around telling me that I'm a cancer, and as someone who lives with a cancer survivor, it's difficult. So yes, he did say that, and many others do, and I think sometimes when people go on the internet, they forget that there's real people on the other end of stuff, so I'll just say, yes, I've seen the critical videos of me. Yes, it hurts my feelings. Yes, I know there will be more.
So I think the lesson to be learned, and no one will listen, but when you comment on the internet, you never know if that person's going to see it, and there are real people. And I think there's I think it's more of a problem. Like you're a tough guy. You've been through it. You're gonna, if someone says something mean, you're gonna continue on with your life. But when it's like with teenagers, it's probably pretty tough.
Okay, so important point. A comment did correct me where I Googled Drew Golden cancer. So that was Ted Nivisson's with Drew Golden. It's the biggest con artist on Facebook. So important correction. His fans have also said the same. If you go through, they also say the cancer thing, but I do want to be accurate about it. Also, so that one is 5 million views. Another Drew Golden video, 4 million views. Oh, I see. There's another video about it. So you're, yep, that's a good point. I'm reading the comments now.
Let's move on. And then this is a related question, but how has internet been affected?
We don't have to. So Michael says, I like Drew Golden's videos. I am also a Tally Hall fan, says Michael. That's fine. And now, Michael, I haven't watched the rest of Drew's videos, but if you might be a fan of him, and I don't know if his bread and butter is, doing videos like Rick Lax, the biggest con artist on Facebook. I think, anyways, this guy sucks, LOL, please share the video. It's okay if you're a fan of this, but just realize you are taking pleasure at the suffering of others. And I'm sure I do that too. I think we all do from time to time. But given that he's made 2 videos critical of me, I assume that that's what he does. That is his content, bringing other people down. And I think it's much harder, more interesting to create stuff yourself. But look, he's clearly a skilled YouTube influencer with a lot of views. It's just a mean, hurtful thing that he does. And of all the people who have been critical in, there's people who are considerably meaner than him.
And okay, I'm gonna switch topics, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. But related, how has internet fame affected people's perception of you, or affected? And I'm curious, how it has affected your real life? Like when you leave your house to go to a restaurant, do people recognize you, or is it this isolated thing where you have an internet personality?
I know you're trying to leave the topic, but I'll stay on it because this is the thing. This has affected me because when people do this sort of thing, all of my social media and email gets consumed with threats, including tens of thousands of death threats, and you don't know what's real and what's not real. It's so it has had a real effect when now when someone, you talked about earlier Googling me, when someone Googles me, they'll see the Drew Golden video, Rick Lax, biggest con artist on Facebook. So if you just meet me, if I'm trying to schedule a podcast with you, you would have a negative perception because of his high SEO provided by YouTube.
Mhm.
And the reason I'm pushing to talk about this is, even though I know it's an uncomfortable thing, you're trying to change the topic, but because I do have um, a little platform, I think when I get attacked this way, I can defend myself a bit, but there's so many people out there who are being cyberbullied who do not have the means to defend themselves. And this is why so many kids are killing themselves now, because of assholes on the internet. So I hope people are nicer.
I think it'll change as people are. It's harder to hide behind the internet. Um, I don't know if this is true, but my theory is basically it's harder to be anonymous on the internet. You can be tracked down because everything you do has a footprint, and everywhere you go, like you might be a 10-year-old now making comments that are negative about somebody on YouTube, but in 15 years you might have a job interview and someone's going to Google you and that comment will come up, and you can't really hide from it as easily. So I don't know. It'll probably be a shift in the culture. We're still kind of in the early days of the internet, even though it's maybe 20 years, in the scheme of things, it's evolving quickly. But I'm sorry to hear that affects you. It sucks. And
Yeah.
that people
On
are,
the plus side, I don't know if this person in the comments is being real or joking, but Z to our official says, "Okay, I'm going to be a lot nicer now. Sometimes I've been mean. I'm going to try to be nicer." Don't know if that person's being sarcastic. Sometimes even if I'm talking with someone about cyberbullying, I think I make a difference, then they'll go back to someone who has cyberbullied me and say, "Look at this conversation I had with Rick. He was talking about how he was cyberbullied. Good job making him feel like shit." Sometimes people will take a picture with me and then do something in the picture that's a calling sign to one of the people who has cyberbullied with me, and they're doing it to win points with the fan base of the person who's so critical.
can't stop them. But on the plus side, you're successful and screw them, right?
Yeah,
That's the
there's
justification. Because like I don't know. I think about it this way: like more people are there are naysayers out there, but they're a small, very small percentage of your overall audience. It might be like 5 million people might only be 1% of your people that know you. Um, so although it's an amplified signal, it's not like the majority.
yeah,
Now,
there. You're right. It's a small group that's very vocal.
if you're like a Justin Bieber, I think, and you do something stupid, like when he was growing up, he did a lot of stupid things.
Yep.
That then you have 200 million people going at you or something. But
I've
yeah,
got
at least
people going after me. Also, it is nice to see things like with the Britney documentary of people. I think we're re-examining the way that we treat our entertainers, where it was just sport for everyone when someone
mhm.
like Britney Spears came on the scene of just, here's a young girl, let's just all agree to just shit on her, or Monica Lewinsky, or people
Mhm.
like this, where we all agreed like we should destroy this person's life. They're awful. And
Yeah,
then now some people are starting to think maybe we were awful.
we grew up in that culture too. Like I'm probably guilty of it. You're probably. I mean, that was part
Yep.
of. That was acceptable.
Yep.
But yeah, it's different, and I feel like the concept of like a mega celebrity isn't as prevalent anymore because I feel like they're just more micro celebrities, more like little pockets of people that have fan bases that or started a culture that is smaller because there's so many different ways to engage.
Yep.
Um, so that's kind of cool. I don't know where the future of this. There'll always be bullies because uh, there are people that are bullied, and then they have to take out that aggression somewhere, or they make money doing it, so it makes sense financially, and they don't care
Yeah.
otherwise.
Both those things. Yeah.
Uh, so is there anything else
I
you
am
want
Zero
to?
says, I wish more people talked about this. It's so important. That's nice. I am Zero.
I wouldn't have talked about this if I didn't realize that the Drew thing would strike a chord, but I guess it was useful to a lot of people, so we addressed
I
it.
mean, imagine if one day you wake up and there's millions of people who saw a video just where the video is other videos of you and talking about why you're terrible.
That would suck.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I haven't had that yet.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything requiring that, but who knows? I have
No,
a few more years.
well, I think the stuff that you do has pretty consistently gotten, critical acclaim, which is wonderful, and you deserve it, as does everyone in the band. I just wish that one of the most common things that I hear is related to Tally Hall, where it's, I can't believe the Facebook, the Facebook annoying guy ever worked with Tally Hall. You're so beloved by the internet. Yeah, it's really wonderful. But I wish people could realize that, this no one has to make a binary choice between critical success and commercial success. These are not two worlds that need to hate each other.
True. I agree with that.
And Tally Hall's done that, because I think you guys have managed that well, where there's some things you do in your music that's very sophisticated, but then also the Tally Hall songs will have things that's a little more like populist and friendly for everyone. And that's not just with the different writers in the band. I think you alone have done that in your songwriting, where you'll have some songs that could appease the music critics, and also some songs that are very radio friendly. So you've bridged that gap.
Thank you, sir. I think, there's a dichotomy between all these things. It's not good to. I think the problem with most bands and most entertainers is that they try to take themselves very seriously. And the fact of the matter is, there's a time and place for that, of course, but it's not real, and it doesn't. Most people can't relate to that, and they don't want to listen to something so heavy. They want to be able to engage and relate to what they're listening to.
Let's play a game with all the commenters. Which Tally Hall member do you guys think takes himself most seriously?
I have a thought on that, but let's see what they say.
I think I know. So leave a comment. Which Tally Hall member would you guess takes himself most seriously? I think I know the answer. Or let's see. We have Zubin, Joe.
We got Zubin.
Joe. Probably Joe. So I'll say I don't think it's Joe. Also, Zubin, popular guess. I don't think it's Zubin. I don't think it's Andrew. I say it is my dear friend Rob, who seems most serious about it. I think it's because he's so wacky in his art that Andrew, you can tell me if this assessment is right, but he is so protective over the silliness. And maybe you need to be when, he's writing this amazing music for kids and for Disney. Maybe you need to be serious about that to live in that world.
I think Rob carries himself seriously because he has a lot of serious responsibilities.
That too. Yeah. Yep. That's a good point. He makes.
That wasn't going to be my guess, but I'm not going to reveal my guess. I don't want to offend any particular people.
We're all friends here.
But a lot of Zubins and Joes popped up, which was interesting.
Yeah.
No Ross. No one thinks Ross is serious. I mean, if anything, Ross is the most serious. He's a immunologist.
Right, which is, I think, why people might be like guessing Zubin or just starting to guess Ross, but I think that is a red herring. Let's see.
Bora
is the most serious guy. Don't deny it.
I don't know. I don't know about Bora. I think we can. Would you agree? You spent some time with Bora. I think we agree. He's definitely not the most serious.
I don't think Bora. Also, I don't think taking yourself seriously is necessarily a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing at all.
Yeah, that's sort of why I felt comfortable playing the game. Yeah. Where I think I've probably gone a little way of not taking the work as serious. I was going to say something boring. Okay.
So I tried to get Andrew. I told Andrew Lawrence to join, but he is not up for it. I think he's missing out on it.
Is Joe
So
here?
I'm not sure, but if he was, I don't know. I don't know. I would put it through if we get him. Um, it's really hard to navigate this and talk. You know,
Yep.
I could. Yeah, should I invite Joe? Should we see? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Let's do it.
I invited him. We'll see.
Let's do it.
He's never been on Keep Up the Good Work.
This is the perfect.
Elusive one.
This is the perfect time and place.
He's not. He declined.
Oh, come on, Joe. Hey,
He's in his pajamas. He can't do it. No, I don't
You
know.
can do this in your pajamas. That's what's great about this.
This is a lot of pressure. It really
It is, but look at all the comments now of people saying, "Come on, Joe, please," and Joseph. Yeah.
They do that every week. They're like, "Have Joe, have Joe."
All right.
But anyway.
That's
well,
I don't want to. I understand where Joe's coming from. I fucking hate it when I'm in a social situation. And so I was like, Ricky, do a magic trick. I'm like, no, I'm good. Then they ask again. I'm like, fuck you guys. I said no. So
you pull out the fork and you say no, and then it just boom.
That's just
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you go. I know you're a busy man. And thank you so much for joining me.
We did it. We did the joking. We did the serious
The whole thing.
stuff. It all happened.
You got your whole life story.
Look, let's just close by saying you guys have made remarkable songs. We see this because so many years after the fact, people are wanting to hear from you. Even though that right now you're not making songs together. It's when you look at all the work that you've done after Tally Hall and all the individual members, we can see the core of it there. It's blossoming in beautiful ways. I feel so lucky to have been a part of it, and I wish my dog had barked earlier rather than right now.
Perfect timing. Go take your dog out. Good to see you. Congrats on all your success.
Bye, Andrew.
See you soon. Later. Bye, everybody. I'll be back next week. I'm going to do, I think, 2 more, and then I'm going to take a break, and we'll wrap up season 2. Later.